first sweep to keep the dream alive of winning this series.
Okay, and we are jumping into this one. Mongol Mirror. Heavily on wood, as you mentioned earlier. We're always starting with the Ovo, trying to get to that beautiful stone income for ourselves. And Ovo, nicely protected behind the town center for MarineLorD. If we look at the other side, VortiX, if we see some land aggression, could struggle a bit more trying to defend there. Further away, there's just town center, and down below that, as you can see on the mini-map, with the Ovo placement.
So I'm looking, like, I'm getting my checklist out, right? I'm kind of like pushing my glasses up. I'm being kind of nitty about it. I would actually like to just give a moment of praise to Lord Petito. He doesn't get enough credit for the amount of work he does finding these type of seeds that are fair. This, I think, is like as fair as you could probably get. I can't see anything that is like outrageously one-sided on this map. Like, I want to just give him, because, you know, he's an unsung hero. He works his ass off. He doesn't get enough credit. He really clearly done a damn good job, because outside of maybe slightly more optimal wood for X or Y, there's nothing outrageous here. The initial resources especially are incredibly balanced.
Yeah. Honestly, like admins and like people working behind the scenes there, it's quite interesting how we only basically talk about them if something is not to our satisfaction. Yeah. And the 95% of tournaments and games, 99% of games, 95% of tournaments that they're not mentioned, they're actually doing an incredible job. And certainly a good thing. Also, obviously it helps a bit that this map is now generating a bit more fair, that both sides will get 3 relics.
So what you're saying is, when it is wrong, we get to flame. No, don't flame him, folks. Like I said, he's a one-man crew. He's working his ass off. He's done a fantastic job. And I agree. The relics are less a concern these days, because it used to be one would spawn the other side. And I think, like, in general, outside of few spawns, like, I think it's got better with the initial resources. The gold can still sometimes be troublesome. I feel like I'm frequently still seeing one player get 1 extra gold vein. And you can actually see that on this map. It looks like the... Wait, am I... No, I'm wrong. I think we're good. We're safe. Whew, thank goodness. So one thing that tilts me is you used to get it a lot where 1 fat gold vein would be on X or Y player's side compared to their opponents. But no, this is pristine. Like I'm actually looking on purpose at this point now. I've given him too much credit. I'm trying to get a reason to now flame Petito, but I just can't.
VortiX build-up is pretty weird to me. Like, he is heavily on food. Had only 2 villagers on wood, no forward villagers.
It's same on both sides. It's about the racks. They want to push Spearmen. This is what happens in this mirror matchup. Like, you keep pushing Spearmen until 1 blinks, right? Okay. And then once you have a 2 Spearmen advantage, like, you sidestep. It's a really weird matchup, because it used to be the way the Mongols always played, and we didn't see it for a long time, especially with some of the rounds of Golden League, because some rounds didn't allow for mirror matchups, right? So we kind of got used to this not being the standard play.
Also, big change. Khan was stronger in the past, but now with the change, you can't move and shoot in Dark Age anymore. So actually those spearmen will get away easier, or at least you need to micro more, and therefore the strategy potentially stronger than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it is a remarkably good change. It needed to happen. Like, sniping people's sheep out could actually just GG them out of games, so, you know. I think that changed with the can't-do attitude I was looking for. Woohoo, VortiX! I see you. I see what you want. MarineLorD sees it as well, though. So it's not exactly going to be the freest of build-ups here.
Will VortiX ever even get vision over there, though? I don't really see that one. Oh, 6 spearmen against 4 spearmen. Oh, a bit behind. You need to run. Khan could help.
Oh, this is so much better. Oh my, the maneuver arrow to try and gap close here. That was a close call. Critical detail in this mirror matchup. Losing your Khan at this stage of the game, it puts you a mile behind. Need to be careful.
MarineLorD on gold. VortiX isn't. VortiX is not even on gold. Only now sends his villagers. Feudal Age timing will be so much better for our French guy.
And this is less optimal what VortiX has done. He built an extra spearman, but he pushed the full price. He didn't get any stone like value, right? So now MarineLorD can just wait, get a next spearman out, but get double production, right? And he's not going to be miles behind. Like, I never am a fan of seeing this 1 extra spearman play in a mirror matchup. It puts you miles behind. And you can already see it as a result of this. MarineLorD, he's teching up. As you said, VortiX hadn't even gone the gold yet. In fact, he's overboomed on the food side. MarineLorD has actually skirted the line perfectly here.
Oh, what a nice move. Micro on that Khan now way more tricky. Need to babysit them quite a bit. We might actually see more Khan losses in the future now. because people are trying to push their luck a bit too much.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of like engage correctly because I feel like people are attack clicking more often. So if you notice that and they're not paying attention, you just pull your villager or whatever it is back towards your TC and they get peppered. Whereas before they just like they just rally it right back and forth to the side of whatever they're shooting at, and it was more optimal that way. But here you go. This is the pushback that I was talking about. Like the count, because you kind of skewed yourself, like you screwed yourself as well, because now MarineLorD is actually bulking 2 in each time. You were bulking 1 in at one point, and MarineLorD, like as soon as this tech up comes out, you're in trouble because he'll be able to Yam booster himself. The fight commences, maneuver arrow to wrap round here. The scout in the mixer as well. Optimal pullback by VortiX, maybe not as optimal as he was hoping for though. The wraparound instantly onto him, trying to fold the lines. One-on-one engagements for most of these spears. You can see MarineLorD actually maximize the damage out to individuals here, giving him the edge over and giving him the better trade. VortiX, although it's 9 versus 9, MarineLorD looking like he might still have the edge here. Reinforcements are slowly arriving. Low health on most of these spears is going to force MarineLorD back as VortiX looks like he still has bulk health on the 3 remaining.
And now Feudal Age as well. Spearmen are trying to chase this one down. And now the movement speed is coming in as well. Look at that. And now he can fire this one off. All the Spearmen are going to die. MarineLorD with a big advantage. Those Spearmen just heavily lose in efficiency. Now archer range could just get so much aggression done. I think we need to see a defensive tower by VortiX.
Yeah, and he needs ASAP. He at least gets his tech up. This is where MarineLorD should wheel it back. Remember that they changed Yam. You only get Yam movement speed when you're in range of the Yam aura now, so either an outpost or the deer stone. So if you play in this area, you're instinctually at a disadvantage. MarineLorD could use this to his benefit, though, to maybe go onto docks. I'm not expecting it, though, as it tends to leave you a little bit vulnerable to counter raids at this point in the game. Oh, wow, but look where he can spot. He stopped him in the middle of the build-up. Nice delay, though. VortiX, he delays it until the hardened upgrade comes through, and then he'll take the engagement while the build-up of the archer range continues. Looks like MarineLorD is just going to throw away the troops.
I don't think Spearman count is the most important thing anymore. Archer count is something we need to take a look at. For now, neither player can really go for any.
The maneuver. This is going to be tight. He might just get away, although he shouldn't offer that. That was a little bit too close.
Oh, a little bit too close for comfort. And actually, neither player actually went for the archer range. It will be a rush to castle edge. Look at the resources of MarineLorD. How is he making this happen?
Alchemy. I'm pretty sure it's alchemy, new tech. It's in beta mode right now, but what it allows you to do is it allows you to just make things. That's not how alchemy works.
Sounds incredibly broken.
Yeah, that's not how alchemy works. So technically it's witchcraft, but I didn't want him to get burned at the stake. Like this man he definitely performed some sort of witchcraft. The way he's done this is impressive, and he forced a reinvestment. VortiX now pushing the archers. He needs to go. He needs to do some serious damage now, or he's going to be miles behind 2 minutes from now.
Oh, okay, we need a defensive tower, though. Oh, gets an aggressive tower first. How many? Is that enough sheep under the town center? MarineLorD? How much does MarineLorD still have there? Could we check that? Because he has no other food income, right?
Wow, yeah.
Sheep white.
And look where the deer
it's impossible to click.
Love that detail. Look where the deer is, though. Look where this outpost is going, and look where the deer is. That's going to block
be tricky
you.
for MarineLorD. He could be starved.
He
Maybe just goes for the berries. Yeah.
I think you have to in this situation. It feels too late for the pasture to go up to fix this immediately. The timing on this, like going for a pasture, it's 150 wood, right? That's pricey. That's your investment into infrastructure gone. That being said, he does have a Rax. He does have stone in reserve. He could just push Man-at-Arms. Man-at-Arms blitz everything that VortiX has.
But one Man-at-Arm, or like double Man-at-Arm production with the Ovu out of one barracks, doesn't excite me too much, I have to say. I think like full Spearman Archer all in can deal with that. We need at least a second barracks.
Yeah, I think the problem, though, is VortiX's build speed. Like, he's going to build 2 to 3 more outposts, and that's 45 seconds each. Even with the increased build speed of an additional villager, like, you're still taking 35 seconds, I think, roughly. That's too much time for my liking. That's going to be the first 4 to 6 man-at-arms out by the time you're ready to fight.
And what does MarineLorD really need wood for anymore? Maybe, well, we said...
Infrastructure, right? Like, you said you wanted another Rax. Like, this is the option now. It could also be a marketplace. Oh, I actually like that idea. A marketplace, because he's about to get a lot of gold with the step readout, right? So you can fix your food.
I would like that.
Looks like it's going to be the girl moving across there. Quite nice in this situation, and the step readout. Oh,
Ooh.
we are not worthy. We are not worthy.
And Townsend even shoots down that tower. Obviously, damage output is not the craziest, but also now Castle Age Khan could find something. Men-at-Arms are coming over. And as you can see, 2 men-at-Arms only on the field. Some more in the queue. Does he want to take the engagement? I think MarineLorD has to back off for now.
Yeah, because one big issue from MarineLorD is, like we said, the Yam doesn't last any longer. And look where his Deerstone is. He needs to actually put in... It's weird, but he needs to put an outpost next to his TC. It sounds weird when I say it, right? But like, it legitimately like will give him the aura to burst down that outpost. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot longer.
Now going for the berries here. Tower rush kind of stopped there. Men-at-Arms are now coming in. And I don't think this is really the engagement timing that MarineLorD wants to take. Khan getting focused down as well. But I think the Spearman should have jumped into the tower so that you can still micro with the archers.
Yeah, I think right now both players are paranoid because VortiX is looking for the fine castle timing. And MarineLorD knows it's coming. So he needs to make this quick. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck with man-at-arms and his opponent will transition to crossbowman because he's already built the archery range.
What do you think about putting down a dock behind the scenes here for VortiX? The moment you click up to Castle Age, just like 2-3 fishing ships as well.
It doesn't feel a bit greedy though, like this late in.
Well, you're floating resources anyways. You have the map control, tough to raid for your opponent. Just feels like free real estate.
Well, I'm just thinking like he's already got the free pastures, and also I'd rather use that additional wood to get more outposts down to crawl in, right? I think he's got an aggressive stance, and I get where you're coming from. The whole idea of like, oh, I have a good position, let's get a bigger eco bonus, but it does feel overly greedy when MarineLorD has already beaten you to Castle Age.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. But what can you do with the Castle Age? Like 3-minute arm raids now coming. Oh, Khan gets a good scout off here. And well, it just feels like that counterattack shouldn't achieve too much here. Already low HP even.
Yeah, you can see he's scouting. So he maybe thinks that like there's either reinforcements coming or maybe that dock's happening like you're talking about. So he wants to scout it all out. I think this would be the time to go for the dock now, maybe, if you want to fall back and be defensive, because now you can get into the big bad warships, right? Now you can get your hands on those war junks that will blitz any sort of force trying to cross the river.
Yeah. Obviously, big problem. Wall junk's not as efficient with Mongols, simply because you can't really wall. Will be tricky to get over there. The Khan cannot be converted. Would have been a nice move. And feels like the Shaman should die. 2 more shots needed.
Does it kind of feel like the convert should just kill the Khan to you? Kind of seems like I feel
would like
scammed.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, you are not worthy. Die, heretic. And then you just, like, gets... You know what we need? We need, like, some interesting custom effects. Like, just yoink them from Age of Mythology. When you try to convert a Khan, he should die, but what should happen is lightning should strike him from the sky.
Oh, I would like that. What I also like is this counterattack. How is this no reaction by VortiX? What is he doing at the same time?
This is the circle of life. Man-at-arms kill villagers, and wolves kill man-at-arms. Villagers, they seem to usually forget about killing the wolves. Oh my god, and he still hasn't noticed. He still hasn't noticed this whole time!
And a trap now as well, no reaction.
Sir?
What?
Sir, please? VortiX? Sir? Hello? We're hitting you in the head with swords. Have you considered running away?
What is he doing? Is he microing his Khan all this time? Now he sees it. Oh, this is 15 villagers too late.
Deep breath, VortiX fans, because this is now 1.5 miles up a hill to climb. Lancers marching in, but the man-at-arms ready to hold them at bay. Springald upgrades coming through soon from MarineLorD as well, so these dive-ins are going to be less effective as time goes on. It means he has to get maximum impact, but the shuffle away with the Yam and the wheelbarrow not there, actually. No wheelbarrow. So the disengaged notably slow from MarineLorD, meaning he will lose additional villagers here. And the push in VortiX, he sees what's happened. He knows he needs to get value for it. He rushes in towards that wood line, trying to make it completely barren of villagers here. But the march away. Oh, I don't think he's going to do enough damage here. It's tough.
Yeah, will be a lot of dead villagers, but it just feels like the counterattack with the men-at-arms at the other side is enough. Men-at-arms are still holding. Spearmen obviously not the greatest at killing villagers. And this one is still going on.
Why do you hate the peasantry so much, VortiX? You live or die by their grace.
Night defense here. Still, like, the food income will be better for VortiX in the long run. Look at all his resources. He can go for all those pastures. Shaman will get home. Men-at-Arms are scaring this one away. And VortiX is going for the better unit, right? Lancers are simply way better than Men-at-Arms in this scenario.
Yes, the detail that matters is like if you can keep enough numbers to keep your opponent away from your base, because the thing the man-at-arms can do that's back on the table and getting better again is build siege in the field, right? And I think that's exactly why VortiX isn't likely to go into crossbows at any stage in this game, because we've seen how easily mangonels just completely crush any sort of range composition you go for. Look at the time on this, the push forward, the spearman now as well, because it's the easy counter. You already have the racks down, and this is where VortiX's hand is going to be forced at the worst possible time as he builds not only the temple, but the secondary TC. This man could not get more greedy if he tried.
This is I don't really get it. And now the villagers obviously going down after already being peppered earlier. Low HP ones in there. That knight is trying to find something together with the Khan. Not really an option. And that's a very ambitious trap here.
He believes, he knows the Lancers aren't at home. And look at this, you can deny the Lancer production if you can keep them off the gold line. Reserves for VortiX to work for in the meantime, but that means he's no longer able to use that step readout. And the forward outpost now, MarineLorD understanding that the movement speed is what matters here. Doesn't want to be so slow in comparison to the movement of VortiX.
MarineLorD needs to market. You said it earlier. Gold is the only safe resource that he had in the backstep. Readout as well also got the relics. He needs to change up something with his resources. Has the market. Needs to use it.
Well, he needs his villagers to live first. Like, he's finally addressing the Lancers. It took him long enough, and there's still a few in reserve looking to backstab. But VortiX, in the meantime, in bigger trouble. Archery range, the one hope, the one counter that you need. Can't even get it if it's going to be torched down like this. And the pull of villagers now. The trebuchet trying to wheel back. Outpost almost upgraded. Or built rather. And then after that, the Springwood upgrade is going to make it impossible for you to dive.
Did you see how scared that trap was? He was like, uh-oh, villagers coming. Uh-oh, pack up. Let's get away.
Yeah, you think the Khan's the general. It's actually the trebuchet right now. It's like, peasants, protect me. Yes, my lord, you're our win condition. They roll their eyes, but it really is. And now that Treb can expose the secondary TC, and the Khan going down. VortiX doesn't even have that defensive option for 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, we could easily see an additional Treb or 2 added to MarineLorD's front line, as wood and gold is what he's getting plenty of.
Do we even jump under those town centers? Feels like not a lot of villagers are around that you can raid.
Wait.
And even, oh, look at that. Second trap now.
But missed opportunity, actually. MarineLorD could have quickly jumped on top of that step readout and stopped it moving. So, Breath of Life, VortiX is shifting to the north side here onto the stacks of gold. So it won't be dried out yet. The problem is his base. Not as much dry as on fire right now. With the Trebs increasing, that's going to get worse. And also Springwells as well. So MarineLorD already preps any sort of counter siege answer that VortiX can engage with.
Oh, that's an ambitious shaman. Shouldn't really live for too long without any protection. Oh, even double Springald play here. Could snipe some villagers, could face other Springalds, and that's a nice tower. Look at how actively MarineLorD is playing. He tries to stop all the expansions planned for VortiX here.
Are you a man-arms man or a crossbow man, Nili?
I'm a man-at-arms man.
Yeah, you must love this meta then. That's exactly why VortiX doesn't do it. He's got a few archers, but he's never going crossbows because of the mangonel threat. It's very interesting to think about in this mirror matchup, but Siege might once again be the dictating detail of this Mongol mirror.
Oh, Springalds now should get some villager kills, and oh, that main town center still in quite some danger.
Good reaction from VortiX though. This outpost is important because it's about to lose the Yam. Problem is these outposts don't last long, and it's double trebuchet, which means you're instantly on fire and paying MarineLorD every time you build these. Oh no, and he finds it
that's
as well.
a good raid.
Deerstone torched and gone. Springald's actually rolling in and sniping villagers underneath the primary TC. Look at the eco count right now. VortiX has had this TC for what feels like a good 2 minutes, and it really hasn't yielded any advantage for him.
Well, Springald's pretty ambitious there next to the main town center. And yeah, simply so many villager losses over and over again. So it actually gave him a big advantage. Without that town center, I think he would be like 15 behind.
Oh, MarineLorD, look how deep the Springwells are. It just doesn't matter though. The Springwell outpost upgrades. They deny everything. VortiX, the primary TC, now on fire. Everything is going wrong for him. The torch is now added to the burn effect. VortiX loses one of the town centers. And the archers, just not a good answer against this.
Man-at-Arms just barely taking any damage. Now even a Mangonel dealing with that one quite easily as well. And it feels like VortiX still has somewhat of a fighting chance here, but that's mainly because the Spearmen and Man-at-Arms aren't at the front. Now the big engagement, Mangonel still not finished.
It's a bad fight for VortiX though. Look at that glow effect. Don't be deceived, folks. That's the Khan right now. He doesn't have Yam. MarineLorD is in VortiX's base, and MarineLorD is the only player with Yam.
The tower didn't finish behind there. What happened there?
It got blown up. Like, it's 2 Trebs. You can't build it there. Like, Trebs are so effective. MarineLorD, he just gives a pristine example of how to win the Mongol Mirror here, and it will be a clean sweep for the Frenchman to round out the group stage.
How impressively did he go through this group? Top 8 in the world. He's facing exclusively top 8 players in the world, and he goes 12 map wins with only 1 single loss.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's remarkable as well. 1 loss against Lucifron, the brother that we said was maybe slightly weaker, here. Like, we were expecting someone better out of VortiX, but VortiX seemingly never got an opportunity. The closest he came to winning this was that almost cheesy all-in that felt like a screw it if it works sort of moment in the 3rd game, right? In the Abbasid-Rus matchup. There were signs of life early on from VortiX, but there was never kind of a clear goal to win in my eyes. I didn't see a way off these early moves that VortiX was meant to win this. MarineLorD was just doing a remarkable job, right? He forces VortiX to invest a little bit too quickly in the Spearman early on. He gets a quicker tech-up timing, and even though VortiX gets those outposts down outside of MarineLorD's base, he doesn't have a composition that's designed to end the game, and that's exactly why MarineLorD was able to claw this back. It was just remarkably done, and that's something that I think just puts him apart from the rest, is why he's a top 8 player. A lot of players, like we see, tend to overreact when these moves happen, right? They'll dive in, they're like, I need these outposts gone. It's too scary. VortiX is in my base. MarineLorD just is very methodical. He sacrifices the arm to save the body. He loses several villages, but he gets better trades with less effort in this game. And it's exactly why he was able to clean VortiX up 4-0.
In respect to VortiX, obviously his set was scheduled to be played tomorrow. Most of his preparation probably went into the strategizing, looking what people will play with the meta today. And that didn't really happen. Kudos for him. He will take last spot in this group. But thanks for filling in and giving us an interesting set.
Yeah, big shout out to them for being available last second. They didn't have to do that, is the thing. So they should be credited for that. Like, they could have just said, no, my set is tomorrow, mate. So I'm going to wait.